on, boys? Sekapoko here, bringing another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we're going over the new adventure mode and a little bit about what you can get, as well as what kind of rewards are available and where to find everything. So right when you get in the adventure mode, there's gonna be a bunch of tutorial stuff that's gonna just blow your screen up, and you just like just click through it as fast as you can. Because most of us don't read Japanese. So, to get into adventure mode, there's a bunch of different buttons on the screen, and you gotta figure out which to do. So this one right here, this gives you the list of the boosted units. It'll show you all the boosted units you can bring to this, and that will give increased points. Basically, this will give 1.5 boost, this will give 1.25, this will be 1.2, and the rest of these will be 1.1. If you go to the help window here, it actually gives you like a mini tutorial on help and where you are, etc., and all the cool things there. At the top of the screen, you'll see how many adventure mode points you've accrued so far. You can see I've got about 25,000 so far. How many rainbow gems you have left, just like normal. And then your new stamina bar, which is your new navigation meter or whatever. You start out with 200 right at the start of this event, which is pretty cool. And then you can actually refill this while you're doing the runs. So this is actually kind of nice. I have not used it. I've done 2 runs so far. I've done all the islands, and then I did 2 runs of the Mihawk, and I have not had a gem at all yet. So that's pretty cool. This right here is is your ranking, and it shows you where you are in the ranking as far as everybody else goes. So if we open the ranking menu, you can see that I'm ranked 761 here. I just dropped a couple rankings. It was 742 a few minutes ago, but whatever, video. And then you can see the top 100 as well. And this right here, I believe this is your I think this is your friends. I'm not really sure this one. I don't. Is this like? I don't know how that filters. I don't know what this button does. If I did, that would be nice. That would be nice. I'll read it later. If you want to know info on the new Mihawk, right here, you can see the new Mihawk, what he has as far as crits and attack, and his max attack through all limit breaking is he maxes out at 1628 attack with limit break, which is 1828 attack with candies, which is really nice. Really, really nice there. Oops, that's the wrong button. This button right here, the one on the right, will bring you to the rewards page, which is this is the page most people want to use. So at the start, if your first run here, you can see you get 5 cola. This is all based on points. So as you go up in points, you get more and more rewards and better rewards. So the point I'm at right now, you can see I'm at 25,600 points. Let's see if we can find it. At 26,000 points, I will be getting a Mihawk limit break stone. 28,000, 30, 32, and it goes all the way up to 1,000,000 points where you get guidance stones. So obviously, you probably want to make it to here because that's nice. You get a guaranteed manual here. You get a lot of these all the way. I mean, there's a lot of really great things you're getting out of all of these. So I definitely would say try to get all the rewards if you can. That's really nice. Now when you go into adventure mode the first time on the first island, it's gonna be really it's pretty easy to understand. So the first thing you have to know about adventure mode 2 is that each time that you do the specific island, it gets harder and harder. And you can see that the boss has 1.45 million HP and does 11,385 damage. I'm pretty sure that's damage. And it has 4 mini bosses. And here are the 4 mini bosses. And then this is all the stuff that can drop as you do it. Now, I haven't seen any tablets yet. I've only seen limit break stones. I haven't seen any guidance stones. I've seen a lot of Varibags and Evolvers, but I'm only on 2 runs, so we'll see how this goes. We're gonna just go all the way through, and I'll show you guys my walkthrough of how I do the adventure mode and what you should focus on versus what you shouldn't focus on. So, we gotta put this up. Alright, so let's go over to the monitor 1 here. Now you can see there's going to be a bunch of different things on adventure mode that you can get. And on the adventure mode, you can get a red navigation up, which is increases the amount of log pose numbers you're going to increase. This is the decrease the amount of log pose ship number you're going to use. So basically, if you roll a 3, it'll move you down to a 2 for this one. And if you get the higher one up here, if you roll like a 3, it'll bring you to a 4. So it just increases it by 1 for the amounts of spaces that you move. This doubles your attack. This halves your attack. This will double. I think this is like 0.5%, 50% HP increase. This is 50% HP decrease. This is increased recovery. I actually haven't seen the recovery yet. And then this is the best one. It reduces the cooldown of the crew by 5. This is super, super nice. So the rest of these are going to be like these chests will all have like limit break stones and stuff in there. This will give this one here, the blue one, will give you adventure mode points. Where's the last two? There's a meat on here somewhere. This one. So this one will increase your navigation meter. Last time it increased it by 75% of whatever the maximum was, which was 75 adventure mode points, which is really nice. And then I don't think there's any other ones. Yep. And then each of these mini bosses, you want to bring your highest point team to. So without further ado, let's go ahead and click and start the adventure mode. And you can see up here in the top left, you get 2 different buffs. Now I'm going to go ahead and go this way because I want to fight the bosses. Each of these mini bosses you can see gives like 180 points. They take a little bit of time to do, but not like that long. And you just want to bring your highest point teams to these. Now, you can see I have like everything on my highest point team for like the maximum amount of points I can get. Honestly, if you can run double buggy here, the double blue buggy is the best way to do this, but I just can't find buggy friends for the life of me. I don't know what it is, but no one has this buggy. I like refreshed and everything, and no one has the buggy. I saw like 2 buggy friends, and I was like, damn, dude, why is nobody using the buzzy? But it's probably because you have to rotate your team so often that you can't keep the buggy up all the time. And most of your time is spent on the final boss, so it's probably hard to just get buggy friends in general. But everybody should have a team with a buggy captain if they can. And each of these mini bosses are like really, really weak. They're not hard at all to kill. But they do knock out, the Kuma will knock out like 2 random characters in your crew. The first time you do it, I think it's only 1, which is not that bad. But you can see they only have a few 100,000 points each. It was like 200,000 HP. It was really weak. So if you run this double blue buggy, he's perfect for this. Because then you'll get the most amount of points you can as possible. So I was supposed to get 180 points out of this. You can see I got a skill book for the Mihawk and then a limit break stone. And it actually adds in the multiplier right here for you. So I got 500 instead, which was like, or almost 600. If I had used double buggy, it would have been over 600. And the only thing you can really control while you're in the adventure mode is which direction you travel. You can't really control anything else. I honestly just want to keep hitting these mini bosses as often as possible because they give 500 points apiece, and that's really nice. And you always stop at the mini bosses, which is really good too. It may take just like a small amount more time, but it's worth it for 500 points. I mean, it's really quick. They take like literally no time at all. And since I have a 2 times attack boost here, let's see how much damage we do. Most time, I have never done this with a 2 times attack boost. And wow, look at the HP. Look at that HP, 58,000. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Jeez, dude. Yeah, that damage is pretty crazy. See if we get lucky. Nice. Alright. And then I'm just going to kill as many of these as I can. And, you know, obviously you don't want to attack in that order like I did there. Probably want to do that a little smarter. Alright, and then what's really cool is that this buggy and this Cavendish work really well together because if you can, this one will reduce defense and do orb boost, and this one delay boost, but he's immune, so I can't really get either boost, but it doesn't really matter because this guy's like no HP. But I figured why not use the specials? Screw it. Screw it. I'm okay. But getting an extra like 588 XP like every time it's pretty nice, man. Doing it with a buggy, I was getting a lot more, but unfortunately, you can only get what you can get. So the purple spaces are the ones you don't really want to land on, but it doesn't matter because your team's going to be so strong anyways. It's not going to make a difference. There's Boa this way, so that's probably the way I'm going to go. And you see I got a chest, and I got a limit break stone out of it, so that's pretty cool. Sometimes you get limit break stone, sometimes you get like turtles. It really doesn't matter. Alright, so we got the boa. I think the number one down spot you should be looking for is the log pose down, because you want to get through. If you get to the stage a little bit slower, that's actually a little better. That's actually, I think that's a benefit, because getting through the stage slower means you get more stuff. And we got Edselaze coming in with the sub. Bum, bum, ba-da. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da. Hey. Thank you, Edselaze, for the sub, man. Appreciate it. 3 months resub. Nice. Tell Seka I said hi. So, this team is bonkers, though. Look at the damage. 900,000 damage. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure why I had more HP this time than I did last time. Or last time than I did this time. Because last time I had like 60,000 HP. Maybe I got like a boost on the fight or something. I'm not really sure. Each of these mini bosses do the exact same thing every time. They're not random, so that's really nice. That would be so annoying if they were random. Mostly just like they're ad fights. You gotta kill the ads and kill the boss. That's all I've seen so far. I haven't seen any difficulty. You can bring your strongest team to those fights too, so you don't even have to worry about them. And I like getting an extra 600 points for every run here, which is really nice. Okay, so this one will lower my recovery if I get a 1, which is the first time I've actually seen the lower recovery thing. I've only seen the, like, it might be, you can see I got the attack down buff, so now my attack up buff is basically nullified. But there's honestly nothing you can do about it. Alright, so we get 5 to the left, or we get Doffy on the right, which is really nice. I'm gonna go to the Doffy. I think it takes a little bit longer to go this way, but like, you're trying to get as many points as you can, right? So like, why not just fight through the fights? And these runs don't really take that long. So you should be able to get through all these like extremely quick. If you have Lucy, it's going to be super quick. Nekomamushi is also a great unit to use. Like any really high multiplier captain is definitely the best, in my opinion. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. It wasn't enough to kill him though. It's unfortunate. Alright, so let's see what we get. Alright, so he's going to go... Oops. Oh dude, I screwed up. I didn't attack with the red unit. Alright, so I guess I'll do this. So this is what I was talking about the combo. You can use Ore Boost and the Cavendish buff, and it's going to do a 1.75 conditional on like a super short cooldown with an Ore Boost. But they only have a few 100,000 HP, but it's pretty nice to use them together. And they're on super low cooldown too, because Cavendish is on a 10 turn cooldown, and Buggy's on a low cooldown too. I might be able to use the Blackbeard chip, which I might transition out for the Sabo chip to lower cooldown, but I think the Sabo chip also lowers cooldown, so I gotta check. Nice. Got another chest. See, most of the time I get like turtles. I haven't seen a lot of limit break materials. I've seen mostly turtles. These attack boosts, well, if you get another one, it just overrides the original. It doesn't actually stack on top of each other, so like whatever you get, if you get another debuff, it'll just override your other debuff slot. So you have one buff slot, one debuff slot. If they counter each other, then you're fine. So what's really cool is if you kill the mini bosses, you get a despair buff when you go into the final boss here, which is pretty cool. And it is this despair thing right here will make it so that the final boss is way easier. So like if you hit all the mini bosses, you're actually setting yourself up for success, because then you're like, hey, this last boss is like super easy. I'll have no trouble here. Awesome. That's awesome. Alright. So I built a bunch of different teams, and all these teams have decent point values you can see here. They don't have full teams of boosted units, but most of them are boosted. And since I'm not really worried about getting type boost or boost in every team, not gonna worry about creating perfect orbs in every team. You're kind of just going through it as fast as you can, which may change over time. But since we're just like blowing through it, it's these teams are fine for right now. I'm pretty sure at a certain point it's gonna matter what team you're gonna bring, but as of right now, it does not matter. Alright, so we got Ors here. You can see Ors is going to have a preemptive, which is fine. But the Ors has, like, you can see, no HP. And he's not the boss. The boss is the next stage. But the funny thing is that the boss on the next stage, you can see, has like 20% HP. So if you kill the boss in the earlier section, then he's just going to get walked on. Now, you can see Barto and Neko together is like the worst team to bring for this Moria, because on the fight, he's going to steal your orbs for 10 turns. So there's like specific teams that are really good for each fight. Like the Powerhouse team, not super good for that, but it's fine because if you bring a double Sanji team for that, it'll actually work fine. There's like lots of different pairings to use, but like you want to make sure that you use the right captain. I used the wrong captain on accident because I'm not paying attention perfectly. So this Kuma is going to knock out your subs. What I've been doing for the Kuma is I just bring in this Aokiji team because it's fine. Just fine, whatever. And the problem with the Aokiji team is not everybody's boosted, but I can't bring all boosted units, which really stinks. You can use each character once. So that's why I have to use a different team every time. I've built a bunch of different teams, and Kuzan's really nice because he's a rainbow booster. So I can just bring him over I want. I was thinking about making an NL team for my other one and just like transitioning out a couple units. And I'll probably do that for my last team. So I'll transition out a couple more units and just make an easier to build NL team instead of that Powerhouse team and fighter team I'm using. Rainbow captains are king here. I wish you can't get below 30% HP with the Wiper team, but if you could, that would be a really nice captain. Rayleigh is probably really good here too, because if you're in Rayleigh, you can just blow through the content and have a rainbow booster, which is awesome. I did that a little backwards, but it's fine. We're gonna see Kuma at 20% HP, and he's gonna knock out. And it knocks out one of your units here. Like initially, you saw in the first one that he knocked out 2 of my units, which is kind of annoying. But they have like significantly reduced HP here because we already fought him once. Which I think is the best way to go, because you get the most amount of points and you're basically double stacking the points, and then you get to fight like a super easy fight here, which is I think the best way to go. But other people might do different things. Who knows? Aokiji clears everything totally. All right, so I'm gonna do this the Doffy version here, and the Doffy version I've been bringing this the Stronghold Shanks team. Or what is this shit? Is this Legend Shanks? What do you call him? 6 plus Shanks. There we go. We'll call him 6 plus Shanks. Why not? So the 6 plus, I have the new koala on here too. That's only level 39. I probably should level her up. Eventually, I'll do that. I'm kind of lazy on that koala. Still hits kind of hard, so it's fine. Now the king for this team, which is really weird, is this Inarashi. The Coliseum Inarashi is the king. My koala's level 1, feels bad. Yeah, I don't have any sagas like anybody on this team. So I don't even have level 1 cooldown, I think. Well, I might have cooldown in Inarashi. Let's go check. Do I even have cooldown on this team? No, I'm 1 off. Let's go find a cooldown socket real quick. Because I'm having to stall 1 turn if it takes me 2 turns to clear this. If it takes me 2 turns to clear this, I'm fine. But if it takes me 1 turn to clear this, then I have to stall 2 turns. Alright, yeah, and you don't have a... You have nothing there. So we're gonna... And you can see Doffy has like way less HP because I killed him once. Normally I just use Inarashi special and I clear the boss, I'm easy. So... It's really, really easy to go through all this. Yeah, I need level 2 cooldown. I need level 1 cooldown for that. Level 2 cooldown and you would do it with no stalling, but... I have to stall on the stage right before anyways, just because I can't kill them all. Team's not strong enough in autos. Alright, so then let's fight this, and then I'll show you how to build the team for this. So, we can get rid of this team here. Alright, so I'm not using this character. I can use Enel Captain, not using Burgess. I'm not using Stronghold Ace. Do I have any 8 units I can bring? Even Kuma, he's in, right? Boom. Okay. And then we're gonna do... Doesn't this increase my recovery by 300? I just use the Mary, screw it. Is the Mary the best cap? Is the Mary the best ship for Enel? Because it increases recovery? I didn't know that. Learning new things every day, dude. Learning new things every day. Alright. And then we're gonna use... So this double Enel team has 4 boosted units. Just like all the other teams I was using except for one of them. And... Oops. I screwed up a little bit. There we go. Gotta wait for the luck to come back. No, Enel's not boosted, so you're never gonna get a special up, but I'm only healing for like 2k a turn, which kind of blows. You'll be on like a higher recovery team next time. Oh, it's HP by 300. I thought it was recovery. It's a bummer. Dang, A special wasn't up. If A special's up, you can clear the room with this. I just realized. All right. So obviously Enel, like, no, I'm not gonna bring Enel here. I'm gonna bring the striker team to this one, and then I'll bring the Enel team to the other one. Because Enel is obviously the worst to bring here. But Boa has like no HP, so it's fine. So I'm probably gonna switch it up and bring the... I'll bring the Enel team to the first fight, and I'll bring the striker team to this fight, and I'll be set. So I think I have my teams for this. That's probably what I'll do. No way I get a decent amount of points all the way through. If the goal is to get your points as high as possible, I mean that's what you're doing right there. Alright, and then see the last one is worth 1800 points, so it's the most points you get off the last fight. So you want to bring your highest point team to this, and this is my highest point team. Unfortunately, it has a lot of green units. Damn it. Why does that have so many green units? Now, on the R-Long stage before this and the Croc stage before this, they're really easy. So just you'll blow through those without issue. Croc has an ability to like shuffle orbs if you use an orb manipulator, but like you do so much damage here, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have any problem with him. He only has like they all have less than 1 million HP. This Mihawk is like 1.5 million. I think that's the highest I've encountered so far. Right now it is. Anyways. Alright, so now we're going into here. Boom. I think there's 2 preemptives. So I think I'll have my specials up. Alright, so this is not the boss. There is a preemptive Mihawk stage that's gonna cut your HP by 10% or so. And you basically just wail on him as hard as you can. And, you know, don't attack with green characters last, because that's, you know, smart. Alright, so Mihawk right away, preemptive, has high defense, and he's delay immune. So what you do, if you have bad orbs, you pop your Zoro to try to get good orbs. But, you know, obviously I got unlucky here, so what can I do? I'm going to do 100% defense reduce from the buggy, and then we're going to do delay up. And we're going to do this. And then he has like a mini HP bar before his HP bar, as you can see. And that HP bar allows him to get, it's like a health barrier. It's kind of cool. You can either get a drop that is the Mihawk or like an actual drop. From what I'm seeing, it's actually better to get like the actual, not the Mihawk drop, but like the other stuff, if you can. Because then you can get like limit break stones, guidance stones, and like that makes it so you get more materials, which is, I think it's a little better. And then you go through it. You can see I got 5,800 experience or points for that. My points go way up. Now I'm at 36,000 points already. So I got, I think over like 10, I think I got like 12,000 points for that run or more. Or was it, what, I don't know what I started at. What is that, 25,000, 26,000? So we got like 10,000 points, whatever. That's fine. 10k points for a run is pretty good. You can see the next run it's gonna be 1950. And the HP goes up every time and the damage goes up every time. What I have noticed also on these earlier stages here, you can, the difficulty rating does not increase. It stays the same. So if you wanted to just keep running these, and you'd be fine. But on here, you can see this says level 4. And I think this right here says how much it costs to move your ship every time. So if you're moving the ship on this last stage, as you can see, it's 5 cost to move the ship, and it's only 3 on these. So they give you a little bit of learning in the earlier stages, so you should be okay there. There's tons of rewards and that you can get for this, though. I definitely recommend checking them out in the rewards tab, which is this one right here. And of course, oh sorry, is this one right here? Sorry, not that one. This is the leaderboard, and this is the rewards. So definitely make sure that you get all the rewards for this and get it done. Now, the adventure mode, you can see, only has 5 days left on it, so you will only be able to do this for the next 5 days. I definitely recommend checking it out and doing this as much as possible in the next 5 days. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to push for number 1 because I got a wedding to go to, so I'm just going to do this for the next like 2 days, and then whatever I get, I get. We're back again, going over the new Mihawk. Now the new Mihawk, when you get him, he's going to be a 60 cost unit once you evolve him, starting at 37 cooldown, and he's going to only have 1 socket. So, when you get your Mihawk copies, when you're going to your 1,000,000 points, do not feed your Mihawks. Just keep them, save them, leave them alone. You do not need to feed them right away, you don't need to do anything, just keep them in your box, it's fine. They're not going to hurt anything, just keep them there. The Mihawk skill books, just leave them there. You can wait for skill up. It's no big deal. It's only a couple days away. You're fine. Other thing about this Mihawk is that the only way to get to his max sockets is you have to go to your limit break on your Mihawk, and you have to get all the limit breaking materials for this Mihawk. And you can see he has more than even a legend does. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 sockets you can get from him. So, when we do the leveling for Mihawk, which we'll do in the next video, we're actually going to show me leveling Mihawk and exactly what you're going to get and how much it takes to get all the way up. He takes about 3 million XP, which would be 1, 2, 3. All done. It would take this percentage of my freaking potions. It takes like nothing. So definitely, you're totally fine. Do not freak out. It's not going to be super, super painful to max out this Mihawk. A lot of people have been asking me on the stream today while I've been doing this amazing 7-hour stream is they've been asking me, hey, what's going on with this Mihawk? What happens here? What happens here? And he's also going to get captain ability upgrades along the way, which are going to get to his max potential. And so you're basically just going to be doing the event until you get to 1,000,000 points. You're not going to be doing the event just like once and be done with it. You're just going to run the event to 1,000,000 points. If you don't want the Mihawk to be a good unit, you're not going to run it a million times for 1,000,000 points. That's basically what you're going to do. He has tons of abilities, damage increases, attack increases, socket increases, cooldown reduction here that you're going to get from all these limit break materials, which you get enough of from just the event. So if we go to the event here, you're going to be going into the rewards tab here. You can see at the very end, they're giving us at least 50 of each material, and we're getting 40, then 35, and then 35, and then 35, and then 30, and then etc, etc, etc. You're getting a lot of these materials as you do the runs, so as long as you're grinding for 1,000,000 points, you'll be able to limit break the Mihawk, no problem. There shouldn't really be any issue there. I haven't added them all up, but I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty close to what you need for that 500 in order to get that max limit broken Mihawk. So, let's see where I'm at now. I am here. My next reward is 13 more Mihawks. I'm going to keep them on my box. I'm not going to use them. Just going to keep them there. Skill ups in a couple more days, so I don't have to worry about it. If I go to my limit breaking tab, I go to the Mihawk, and I click this button here, you'll be able to see how many you have so far. I have 142 so far, and we're getting like 2 things of 50. That's 250 plus another like 2 things of 40. That'll go up to what is that? 40 plus 40 is 80, so that'd be 320, and then it'll go to 320 to 390, and then the 390 it'll be 450 or so. So you get more than enough just by doing this event. So as long as you get to 1,000,000 points, you'll have enough. So don't worry about this Mihawk. If you're not going to do at least 1,000,000 points, it's probably not going to be like the most amazing unit for it, but he's such a good unit. He's probably one of the best units in the game that's out right now. He's basically, if you took a mixture between Ray Doffy, and you mash Ray Doffy together with Conjuro, the Ray Recruit Conjuro, they had a baby, and all the good parts of that just like floated together. And now you have a 2.75 slasher chain locker and a 2 times slasher orb booster. Super, super good unit. So definitely worth farming. He's one of the best units in the game by far. So again, don't feed your Mihawks right away. I'm about 240,000 points in right now, I think, and I'm just keeping mine. Just keep them on the side. They're fine. They're not going to go anywhere. You have 21 books. You only need like 8 skill ups, but legit, you're keeping these for the sockets. So just chill. You do not need to feed these right away. If you need box space, buy the box space. It's worth keeping them and waiting. You can also, I think you can also get skill ups and limit breaks at the same time. I'm not really sure because I'm actually gonna test that in the next video. So when you guys see me feeding all the Mihawks, I'm gonna be at 1,000,000 points. I'm gonna feed all the Mihawks at once, and we'll be able to see everything for the sockets and limit breaks and how they work in congestion. So we'll see all that. All right. Well, and next we're gonna be bringing you my speed teams for this. And it'll go over what I've been using for the runs thus far today, and what you guys should like try to work your teams around. Try to build teams similar to this in order to get the maximum amount of points. The second part was recorded just before this, and I was at like rank 37 right now, which is recorded, I guess, reverse in time. I'm ranked 25, so it's as long as you're doing this, as long as you're saving your Mihawks, you're saving all the materials, just plowing through and trying to get as many points as you can. That's the best way to do this event. Just try to get as many points as you can. That's all you're trying to do. Do not worry about getting double drops. Don't worry about getting extra everything else. Just get as many points as you can. That's it. Alright guys, see you guys in the next section of the video. Hi, Sekapoko, we're back again. We are going to be doing a run on level 13 difficulty right here. And I'm using the Lucy team, of course, because it gives the most amount of XP I can. Or not XP, the points I can. For some reason, nobody's running Buggy as captain. Maybe they may not have him or whatnot, but I really don't have any Buggy friends, so that's like a big problem I'm facing here while doing the event. If you can run Buggy friend, it's really good. Because if you run Buggy friend with your Buggy, with like a Lucy captain or like Buggy captain, whatever you want to do, whatever Lucy team you want to run, it's actually pretty good. So you'll get tons of points. Definitely worth doing. But while we're doing this, one of the higher difficulties, what I've seen is that it's the same as the lower difficulties, just the HP increases and the damage the boss is doing increases. So you can see they still don't really have much HP when you go into the fights. It's gonna the scaling on the lower difficulty bosses is like nothing. But what really happens is like if you're using all the point multipliers along with your characters, the point scaling goes up really high. So you can see I have like I'll get right here, I get 330 points. Now I have over 1,000 points just on these little mini bosses. So make sure every chance you get, you're going to these mini bosses because they will give you the most. The most desirable, from what I felt like after doing this for like I guess we're almost at 6 hours now, is the most beneficial buff is definitely the cooldown buff. No dispute there for me. You want the debuff you want is either going to be HP down or recovery down or the ship movement down. You don't want the attack down, obviously, because that would be like the worst one to get. And every time you get a chance, go for the bosses. You can see I have a chance to go for the bow right here. Even if I'm getting a debuff, it doesn't matter. You just want to go for the bosses. The bosses, 1,000 points per mini boss, and they do take no time to do. Totally worth doing. Even if you get the debuffs along the way, it's totally fine. I've been trying to go for the meats, but the meats are just super hard to get, and it's really not like so beneficial to get the meats. It's like, oh, well, nice, free refill, but like you maybe use 1 gem every 2 runs, so it's not that bad. Like I have not experienced like a major downfall. Now we're gonna do this fight with the attack down decrease here, and I thought it was gonna be bad, like the loss of 50% attack here. With certain teams, I definitely can see it be a negative, but like with Lucy, of course, you're gonna just blow through it real quick and not have any issues at all, even with an attack down debuff here. But I have seen that if you're trying to do this with other captains, you definitely will see a loss. Anytime you're using any non-boosted character, you're definitely going to see a decrease in your damage overall, as well as just everything. So try to use boosted characters as much as you can, not just because they have reduced cooldowns, but also just mainly because if you're going to be using boosted characters, you can get a lot more benefits out of them too, that are just kind of hidden benefits. So that's about that. Alright, so on this, bam, bam, you can see even with the attack down buff, it doesn't really matter because Boa doesn't really have that much HP, even at these higher difficulties. But because I'm using this team, I just got 2,000 points really, really quick. And if you're going for 1,000,000, I mean, and you're doing all these fights over and over and over again, you're doing it for hours and hours and hours, it's probably the best way is just get these mini bosses down as quick as you can. Alright. The boss now. So what I've been doing, I actually switched up my rotation for bosses now that we've been doing this for a while. For the Moria boss, I've been using a Powerhouse team with the Lucci Captain, and I use we have Pika, Kuma, etc. And it's the reason I'm using the Powerhouse team over any other team is because the Powerhouse team just easier. I'm not sure what class I got debuffed on. If it's Powerhouse, that sucks, but. I'm not, like, apparently the debuffs are class specific, so I have no idea what that, maybe it's like cerebral or something, I don't know, maybe it's driven. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's slasher, that would suck. Maybe it's shooter. Yeah, so this Powerhouse team just blows through this without any issue. Even with the attack down debuff, just makes it really nice. Now I tried running double Sanji for a while, but the problem was I couldn't find Sanji friends. And your friend captains are kind of dictating what you run here, which is kind of a bummer, but there's nothing you can do there. You might do a little bit more damage if you use like Quick Lucci here, but you know, red. I like red. Red is a good play. Moria just hits you, and like he doesn't really do anything. Like this is the only time ever I've had Moria attack me, and it's nothing. What I have realized though is that the Boa, just like Raid Boa, don't get her below 20%. Holy crap. Don't get any of the bosses below 20% if you can. If you can help it, don't get them below 20%. It's bad. It's really bad. This way, I like this team because it actually gives me like tons of points here. So I'll have like the 715 will then go up to 1,000 points here for this mini boss. And then for Kuma, I've been running this Diamante team. Problem with Diamante team, I can't find friend captains. So I literally had like 2 people running Diamante the whole time, and I was like, fuck, dude, I can't do Diamante. I have like literally 1 buggy friend, you know, it's tough, it's tough. So, let's see. I think Aokiji. I'm fine, right? Because I was using Aokiji for the same team, yeah. So you can, so the two ways to do it is you can do this way. Like I use Aokiji just because Aokiji's rainbow. Double Diamante's the better, but like Aokiji's not going to do damage, which is fine. I don't actually need him to do damage. Because the rest of the team does more than enough. What I found the most useful ones to get rid of for the bosses early on were if you get rid of the Doffy and you get rid of the Boa, those are the most useful to kill. And then after that, the next easiest one to get rid of is the Kuma. Killing the Kuma is one of the most useful. Killing the Moria is the least useful. If you kill the Kuma, it's nice because then you don't have to worry about as much later. You can see even with not having an attack boost here, we still do enough. There we go. That's better. Now, if you don't know about this Diamante, he's actually a 2.5 slasher-driven captain, which is really useful. And then if you have the cooldown, you can actually get the special up, and it makes it so that he'll give the entire right side matching as long as you have a colored orb. But as you can see, you don't really need it. And you do more than enough damage with that way. Plus he's boosted, which is really nice. Having a boosted character is very, very beneficial. It doesn't like boost the captain ability or anything like that, but it definitely boosts the points you get, which is the most important thing. I thought it was going to be like the limit break stones, but it's literally you want to blow through this as quick as possible and then get to the point as many points as you can. So you got a little over 1100 there. Not really risky. Team's pretty straightforward. For Boa, I've been using a striker team. Barto Captain I thought was better because if you use Barto Captain, then you can use Neko Sub. But you can also use the blue Barto and Nekamushi Captain, which would be probably the most optimal way to do it. Would be the Nekamushi Captain, and then you use Shirahoshi, and then this Fortnite Momonga, and then Kai Aokiji. And this makes it so you can actually blow through the entire thing, no stall, and you also have a boost at the end too, which is nice, and all matching orbs, which is pretty cool. Now the first two teams I showed you were the weakest teams I had, and then they get progressively stronger as we go, because the Boa and the Doffy are probably the most scary teams. So Boa and Doffy are the most scary to fight against. Kuma not really that scary because you have like 3 turns to kill Kuma. He's easy. But the Boa can kill you if you get below 20, and that's a little scary. And Boa has a lot of ads too, so you know, can be problems there. And then what you do is use Call Neko here, get guaranteed matching orbs, and then you just go in. And it should be more than enough damage to clear this. You can see even Neko, even this, if you had a great on that guy, he still does enough damage. And we have an attack down buff on this, so we should be fine. Solid team, really easy, really quick, really safe. And then on the last one, oh, I should have mentioned this earlier. So right now, we're ranked 37th in the world before I started this run. We'll see what we're at the end. But the last one I was trying to do this with Inarashi Captain, and what I was doing was that trick where you put Inarashi as a captain, then you try to find a matching friend captain, but it's really hard to find those because no one's using Coliseum Inarashi. They're using Shanks. So, but Coliseum Inarashi Captain, friend captain with your Coliseum Inarashi summon a Shanks captain is pretty solid. I'd say that would be the best way to run it. I mean, you have 5 boosted units that way. This one only has 4 boosted units, which I kind of don't like about it, but it's fine. We're using the Koala. We're basically using a Shanks plus free-to-play team, which is nice. So anybody can make this team if they, can clear the available things. And all the Kai raids are boosted, which is really, really nice. I probably should have put in a Kai Bellamy onto the other team, and that would have been the best way to handle it. I think I might do that in the future. Now the problem is I don't have any charge special on this team, so because I was too lazy and didn't max my shank sockets. But if you had level 2 charge special, you'd be able to go into the room and you would not need to stall at all. But since I do not have level 2 charge special, we're gonna have to stall just in case. Now you don't I don't actually have to with this team, but it's just a little safer. Just in case you like miss. And I've missed many times because I've been doing this so often. And there's no preempt in this room too, so it's a little scary. It's like Sai got the debuff. I think it was a Sai debuff there. That's what we got. That's why I didn't kill him right away. But anyways, it does tons of damage, so that's really, really nice. And clears it really quickly. And of course my last team is the Lucy team that we were using this whole time. And it just blows through Mihawk without any issue. With the cooldown buff, you actually get through it really quick. You can see I'm getting over 1,000 points every single time I do a mini boss stage, which is really, really nice. That means like in the mini boss stages that I've done, I've earned 6,000 points. And then I get another 10,000 for doing this Mihawk stage. So that's 16,000 a run or more, depending on how well you do it. And 16,000 a run is a lot. And that's before like any of the other small things you get. Plus probably getting another like 1,000 just from like the side, like the just overages. So probably I would say about 17,000 a run, which is pretty solid. So the 2x point events with these teams will definitely be awesome. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do any. I'll probably be able to do like one 2x point event this whole time, which would be really nice. But most of the time, I won't be able to do it, which kind of stinks. Alright, so we got to Mihawk. You can see our Lucy's on only out of 2 turns already. Let me do that.
Here we go.
Bam. We just insta clear him right there. We get to the boss. Now if I have cooldown, I can use the Lucy special, which is really nice, but this time I don't. If I get block orbs are matching. But I don't have any bad block orbs. We got really bad orbs here, but we'll still be fine. Because we have orb boost, type boost, and conditional. So most of the time I'm able to just 2-hit this guy and he's dead. But this time I'm just going to hit a couple different units first. Yeah, even if you get like all bad orbs here, you're fine. If you get no matching orbs, you're totally fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, that's my speed run for this. It's pretty quick, and I like the teams. They're solid. You can see I get about 10,781 because of all the boosted units, and we got another 3 slasher books out of this, so that's cool. All right, and we'll see what the ranking is that I'm at right now on day 1, and we'll go from there. I just got to level 13. Now I'm on level 14. I am currently ranked 31 in the world on the hardest difficulty at 183,000 points. Alright guys, well I'm Sekapoko guys, thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below, and of course, have a great rest of your day. Peace.